I'm Shin Umeda. I'm an analyst with Dell'Oro Group, and I'm the moderator for your session this afternoon. But as before kind of getting into the main set of speakers here, I just wanted to put up a couple of slides here to talk a little bit about kind of the case for automation in a very simplified way. Right? So I think we constantly hear of the complexities and the growth of traffic and growth of network requirements and growth of infrastructure versus in the telecom space, this flattening line of revenue and top line. So I think we hear about this, but I thought from our firm's perspective, we're dealing with infrastructure and we're dealing with the economics around carrier telecom businesses. Have a couple slides here kind of representing but not necessarily 100% or all of what's going on, but just to illustrate how these different things, different aspects of the business and the infrastructure are moving in different directions. And so on this chart here, my area of coverage is IP routing, and one of the things we've been looking at is the capacity in the networks based on, in this case, representing 100 gigabit Ethernet routing technologies here. And you can see on the blue line going to the right from 2015 through 2020, the volume or the capacity being deployed on an annual basis is increasing roughly 60% a year, or another way of looking at it, going from tens of thousands of ports, if you will, to 10 times that in just a matter of 5 years. So clearly, if you overlay on top of this underlying infrastructure, the volume of services, the volume of traffic, and everything associated with the network itself, it's hugely complex and growing at very significant rates. The other side of the coin, when we look at what carrier revenues are doing, pretty much flat. I mean, this is a global phenomenon. We're tracking dozens and dozens of carrier businesses. And you can see here split between wireline and wireless revenues. It's about this represents about a $1.5 billion per year run rates. And it's not really growing. And we've seen a little bit uptick here and there, but generally, the revenue is not keeping up with the infrastructure changes. So these are just a couple slides and points I wanted to show just to kind of illustrate. I know we hear about this stuff all the time, but sometimes it's hard to grasp of what's really happening underneath. So hopefully these couple of slides give you an idea of some of the things that we as an infrastructure market research firm are looking at, and on the other side from the carrier business models, what their experience is. The other side we're also looking at very closely and is cloud infrastructure and how that is also undergoing some tremendous growth in the infrastructure. The revenue profiles there are a little bit different, but still we see the complexity of the underlying infrastructure networks and technologies also expanding at a huge rate, and hopefully we'll get some insights from the speakers today on how they are dealing with automation and how they're dealing with the ability to manage and stay on top of this type of growth.